Yes, my lord.
Rise.
Have you ever danced when the devil took a glance at a rebel? Had a chance to advance. You are not on my level. You are not my equal. I can pose another sequel. Those that do oppose, I was exposed and leave you see through with the spies in my eye. Recognize me as a legend. Refuse to cry or die so I may never get to heaven. I've been yelling and rebelling since the days I was a youngin'. Been a long time coming. I'll be damned if I'm running. Original individual, so I'm living like a criminal. Give it to you fools direct, no need to be subliminal. Say a nigga name quick but never to be famous. Put this thing up to your brain and I'll leave you brainless. Got you suckers, ducking knuckles, watch you buckle as I chuckle. I can see right through your heart. You don't wanna start no trouble. Thought I couldn't get it crunk, well hell I beg to differ. I'm far from a punk and ain't your ordinary nigga. Fake niggas, I'm back. The game about to change. I ain't playing games, I'ma put it in your brains. Fake niggas, I'm back. The game about to change. I ain't playing games, I'ma put it in your face. I'ma break them all, break them all. Let me break them all, break them all. I don't care if you ain't scared. Be prepared to take a loss. I'ma break them all, break them all. Let me break them all, break them all. I don't care if you ain't scared. Be prepared to take a loss. I can see me leading the legion, screaming in the evening. I had the kids pleading, why is daddy not breathing? See, daddy was a heathen, daddy was deceiving. Told him last season, all I'm needing is a reason. I have no sympathy, consider me a lethal weapon. Remain a mystery consistently, I keep them guessing. With the world on my shoulder, my heart turns colder. Life ain't what you think, before you blink it could be over. Ready for revolution, retribution's a solution. There is no forgiveness as you witness evolution. The world revolves as I evolve, take a stroll through my soul. I don't plan to ever pause or take it easy on my foes. Break them off with a pencil in a simple instrumental. Situation detrimental if you disrespect my mental. This is how I really live, I hope I never have to kill. I represent self-defense, if I have to then I will. Niggas, I'm back, the game about to change. I ain't playing games, I'ma put it in your brains. Fake niggas, I'm back, the game about to change. I ain't playing games, I'ma put it in your face. I'ma break them all, break them all. Let me break them all, break them all. I don't care if you ain't scared. Be prepared to take a loss. I'ma break them all, break them all. Let me break them all, break them all. I don't care if you ain't scared. Be prepared to take a loss. I don't wanna beef with anybody, but I'm far from afraid. I'm a grown ass man, ain't no games being played. Better shut your friggin' mouth before I kick up in your house. Forensics at your residence, no evidence to figure out. Wasn't seen, had to see, no if or answer in between. This is what I do to you or anyone who intervenes. I refuse to be a prey, not tomorrow, not today. I'ma be a predator. Hell, there is no other way. Bust your brain if I must. Leave you laying in the dust. Only God understands. That's the only man I trust. The rest of y'all die slow. Die with your eyes closed. Talk behind my back, but you can't look me in my eyes though. That's what you call a coward. You can find me down in Broward. Tell me where you want it at. I'll be there in a half an hour. Diamond chains, take them off. Haters, I'ma shake them off. I only deal with the real. All of the rest, I break them off. Niggas, I'm back. The game about to change. I ain't playing games, I'ma put it in your brains. Fake niggas, I'm back. The game about to change. I ain't playing games, I'ma put it in your face. I'ma break them all, break them all. Let me break them all, break them off. I don't care if you ain't scared. Be prepared to take a loss. I'ma break them all, break them off. Let me break them all, break them off. I don't care if you ain't scared. Be prepared to take a loss.
Assassin.
Yes, ma'am.
Acknowledge me.
up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of Straight Talk with Trevor, the podcast, where no topic is off limits.
I ain't trying to fuss, but it's a must, you gon' respect this. Plus your nuts with touching dust, you try to check this. You ain't insane, I write your name down on my checklist. You think I'm playing, I'll leave you land, I'll leave you breathless. As human beings instead of being so many try to be. You ain't seen what I have seen in my society.
Hey, I'm just a man with a microphone. Always seek out the truth for yourself, because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations.
Straight Talk Sessions live. You're gonna acknowledge me.
What's up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I'm back with technically not a Straight Talk Sessions, but we could call it Straight Talk Sessions since I have the banner up. So real quick, you see the title just says major changes on the horizon. So immediately everybody thinks that they're gonna get their wish. And I'm going to say that I'm leaving YouTube, but that's not going to happen. So peace to everybody that's already watching. Y'all make sure and hit that like button when you come in the building. Let me know if you can hear me, because I'm just talking and I don't even know if I could be heard. But either way, I'm going to just keep rocking out. So as I'm waiting for the queen of the Straight Talk Society to come up here with me, because I kind of want to make these just keep her abreast of what's going on. We are not going to be long tonight. It's Friday night. I know everybody's doing their thing. This is going to be a quick, maybe 30-40 minute convo, and we just going to get out of here. I just want to let you guys know what is going on with the channel and what I have planned going forward. So Peace Tequila, Mike, Shaka, everybody, Adrian Cutler. So this is what we're gonna do. Let me get the bad news out of the way first. So the bad news is January, I want to say like January 20th, 2020. It was around that time, somewhere in the 20s. We had an idea, and the idea was it actually stemmed from an argument that we were having in the backyard. We were somewhere, because we didn't have a house yet, so we were having an argument, one of our many arguments, debate type things, and it got so heated, and I was like, man, that would have been so great if we would have recorded that. And I just kept pushing the issue, like, I would ask wifey, I'm like, damn, what do you think if I had a podcast? Like, that's crazy, right? That's stupid, right? I'm just a regular old guy. Nobody knows me, and in the podcast space, you have millions and millions of like celebrities doing podcasts, like big time influencers doing podcasts. Nobody wants to hear a damn thing that I got to say, obviously. But we would always have these discussions, and every discussion I'd be like, boy, we should have recorded that. So long story short, my wife went on the podcast network. She set me up with an account, and that's how the Straight Talk with Trevor podcast was started in January of 2020. So here we are, July of 2023. And it's been a good run. I won't say that it was all peaches and cream, because I stopped twice. There was a time I just got depressed because, as you know, when you have these grand ideas, you expect that your friends and family are going to support you. Because I would always say, like, man, if just my Facebook friends would support the podcast, like, we'd be so high up in the stratosphere. But nevertheless, it didn't happen, and it was a lot of grinding out. I quit twice. I got depressed because it's just like, man, I know I'm putting out good content. And the first few podcasts were terrible because I was finding my cadence. I couldn't think quick on my feet. I would write things down. Whereas now, you guys know I don't use a script. I just come out of my head with everything. I'd write things down and I'd get tripped up over my words a lot of times. And then eventually I just found myself and I developed this character. I developed this Mr. Straight Talk character. Let me see. What's up? Oh, I wonder if she was ready to be on. Oh, okay. Well, so I developed this Mr. Straight Talk character, and I started to get like pretty good with it. So I did the first season. Nene, you're muted if you're saying it. Okay, you unmuted yourself. I started to get good with it. I think I did the first season. I lumbered through the first season. It was clunky. It was everything like that. And then I came back with an idea for the second season. I was like, you know what? Let me try my hand at interviewing. And that was it. I think that's when the podcast really took off, is when I start doing the interview format. I had never interviewed anybody before, but I was like, you know what? I see other people do it. So let me just give it a shot. And I would just get various people and we do interviews. Zay has been so instrumental in the success of the Straight Talk with Trevor podcast, because the interviews that me and him would have is just literally two guys talking. It's like I hit the record button and that's how it is. Anybody knows in the beginning stages, peace, Queen.
Hey, babe.
What's up? So everybody knew that in the beginning stages of the show, I would actually have the people come to my house. So they literally, we have this home office, like we have a real home office here. So I'd have people come to my house and we'd sit across from one another. Wayne, Zay, we'd all be here, just having a conversation. Q, and it blossomed into something to where I started to start doing like over the internet interviews. And then I was like, oh man, well, if I could do this, then I could do this and get multiple people on. And then that's when Venkat, because you guys always hear me talk about Venkat. Venkat would call me and he'd be like, man, you really should go to YouTube. You should go to YouTube. Now, granted, I've been on YouTube since I want to say like 2014, I guess, but I've never done a live or anything like that. I'd upload certain videos and things like that we do and post them up, but to go hit this live button and do that, I never ever did anything like that. And Venkat was like, man, go to YouTube. And I'm like, Venkat, I have listened to these people on YouTube, and it's like a disgusting place. The way these people curse one another out, the way these people, do all this filthiness. And he's like, Trevor, he said, the way your style is, it would work so well with a live audience. He's the one who told me do the thumbnails and set them as premieres. So when you see us putting out shows and scheduling them weeks in advance, that's him was telling us to do that. So I eventually did it, and lo and behold, we made it do what it do. So on my birthday this year, March of this year, I did my first ever live stream on this channel. My face had popped up on other channels, but I did my own live stream on this channel. And like this young lady here has to, so the reason I wanted her to be on here is because she's part of she's part of where we're going. Because she helped push me so much. Like she's the one who created the account. I have a website that I don't use. She created the website in the beginning. She's the one who did all of the graphics and everything. She would do all my thumbnails, because I'm literally, when it comes to like all this computer stuff, I'm so illiterate when it comes to it. Like I always say I'm the guy that just hits record. All I got to do is hit record. And once I hit record, it's on and popping. I don't need anything else. Just give me my microphone. It's me and my microphone. But she was always the one behind me. Like, man, you could do this. Even when I would get depressed and be like, man, it's just not working. I feel like my content is so great. How come I can't get my friends and family to listen to my show, man? Like, my topics are so fantastic. She was just like, just keep going, and that was over like a 2.5 year period. So I say all that to say this: we always in life, you always have to move on, and you always progress. So the Straight Talk with Trevor podcast has been the launching point, but I think I brought it as far as I could bring it, and the time and effort that I have to put into the podcast side, I can't dedicate the time to it anymore. So as of today, the Straight Talk with Trevor podcast is going to just fade away. Because I tried to do both. It's hard though, because these YouTube shows, a lot of people, if you're not a content creator, you don't know how it works. It's not just hitting the live button, especially when you got a madman like Bankat behind the scenes, like always sending you stuff and like this and that. Like being behind the controls, you have a lot to do. Like I gotta click this and do this and set this up, and then I gotta record it into my mixer and chop out things because I only get a certain amount of time on the podcast version. And then I have to upload it to the site. And what happens, it becomes like a job. I work 10, 11, 12 hours sometimes a day. I don't need another job. When I'm sitting in this chair, like, this is fun to me. This is fun. I don't want it to become like a job unless it was the source of income. But for what it is now, it's recreational, and we're trying to grow it into something else. So as of now, the Straight Talk with Trevor podcast is no more. And the reason is because when I look at the listenership over there, everybody who listens to my show listens to this. So they're watching this live. They aren't listening to the podcast. So it's like there's no need to serve all these masters. I just need to go full throttle over here. And that's the first part. So that's where we are now. So you got anything to interject?
No, you're doing well.
All right. So
but being on this end, I see all of the work that you have been putting into that, and I see how stressful that it can be. But I also see the growth that you've made since you came over here in the YouTube world. So I approve this message.
And not for nothing. I mean, YouTube is YouTube. See, with me, it's always been about live reaction for me. It's like I thrive off of that stuff. Literally, when I tell you, I don't write anything down. Like, I don't come in here like, oh, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. We may have a show idea, but it's like, nah, I'm gonna just feel out the vibe, and that's what we're gonna do. The chat and the panel will dictate the show. So I start a certain way, but it's dictated by how the chat and the panel goes. So that's the first thing. So the Straight Talk with Trevor podcast, as it is on the back burner. I appreciate everybody that supported it. I mean, listen, man, for me being like literally, I mean, I'm a somebody, obviously, but I'm a somebody to my family. But in the grand scheme of things, when you talk about like podcasting, you have podcasters that's getting, hundreds of thousands of downloads a month. My show, I got 15,000 downloads on my show, and I was over the moon because when I initially started, I was like, man, am I even gonna get 100 listens on this? I ended up with over 15,000. So it's like, it's just all success. But you know, when you don't, again, people don't understand how this stuff works. If for somebody like me who does this because they love it, you don't make any money off of it. I'll let y'all in, and I always say this because I'm very transparent. The mixing board that I use, I have a Zoom PodTrack P8, top of the line mixing board. I have Zoom PodTrack mics. My setup just to do this show, I have a big 32-inch monitor in front of me. I have a computer to the left of me. I have studio monitor speakers here. So the money that I've spent just to try to give you guys a quality show, I haven't even made half of that back in from the podcast. So it's not like I never got into it for money, man. I mean, this podcast, I had sponsorship on the podcast, but these sponsors, they pay you like peanuts, like literally they pay you peanuts for, you got to get all these ridiculous amount of listens to just get pennies on the dollar. So being a small channel like this and a small podcast, and you have to actually love doing this. You can't come in here and say you're going to do this for any money, because that's crazy. Because if you come in here doing this for money, you're going to be sadly mistaken, because you ain't getting no damn money. So speaking of money, the second thing, the channel is very close. We just started streaming in March. But we put out a lot of content, man. I want to say we put out over 50 videos since March. And we just don't come on and do a bunch of bull crap. Like, we do structured, actual good quality content. So the channel is very, very close to being monetized, like one of those partials, not the full ad revenue, but it's a new monetization program that they're starting up. And that's why I make certain changes, because I do want the channel to be monetized. Again, YouTube isn't gonna, for my viewership, my channel, YouTube is not gonna give me enough money to take my wife out to a nice dinner. But what would happen, I'd like to think that over time we could continuously grow, and maybe they could pay for something, you know, pay for the StreamYard that I had to pay for every month. And again, see, people don't understand all the extra stuff that goes into it. The thing is just me hitting record, hit go live, and that's it. No, I don't use the free version of StreamYard. I use the paid version of it. That's how you're able to see all these videos, and you're able to see all the extra stuff that we do, because it's like, if we're gonna brand this as Straight Talk Society, then we have to make it great. We have to define what we are. And as a Straight Talk Society, it has to be excellence. Like, that's it. I don't want anything half-stepping. We have to put on a great product, because we're competing with so many other things, and we're in a space now where people love bullshit and drama. So we could do a show. About okay, so a show that I want to do on Man Talk Monday. So I'm gonna just spill it now. It's not this Monday, it's the following Monday. I want us to do a show about the pedophile culture in this community. And I really want to dive deep in on this, because this is something that people don't touch on. But I could do a show like that, and Mike and Wayne could be as serious as ever. And we could put on 3 hours, because I'm gonna just say all our shows now are 3 hours, because I started to try to keep them at 2 hours, but they just won't let me get off. But we could give you 3 hours of just the best thing in the world, but people would rather go listen to people yelling and cursing and cursing them out. So the competition over here is crazy. That's why I don't look at that. That's why I'm just like, okay, we're gonna do this. I'm only going to focus, like, my only focus is the Straight Talk Society. So it's like, I'm only focused on here. This is where all my energy goes to. I was on the phone with Venkat for about an hour today, just bouncing ideas around, new things that we're going to do, new things that we're going to try. Just so everybody knows, you can cut me off whenever you want, because you know me. You know I'll just go. You know that. So but I just want you up here so they can see your pretty face. So that's all. But so so it's like we're bouncing around new ideas, and a lot of it is just for when you hear me. So when you hear me mention Venkat, me and Venkat have known each other since we were kids, basically, and we don't agree on everything, like as far as the show stuff, because there's things that he thinks we should do, and I think it's overkill, and it's just because he has that eye. Because with me, it's like, hey, I'm gonna hit record and I'm gonna go. It'll work itself out. But with him, he's looking at like, oh man, I saw black on that corner. I need to make this fit, or that didn't fit good, or this and that. That letter was covered in this, and so he takes care of all that stuff that I don't see, because it's hard that when you're actually sitting in this seat and you don't know, you're like, oh crap, I can't see it. But I go back and I listen to everything. I listen to all the Pour Your Hearts Out. I listen to all the wrestling shows. I listen to all the UFC shows. I listen to all the basketball shows. Anything that we do, I go back and listen to it, and I'm like, that didn't work, or maybe we should try this different. But at the time when you're sitting in the seat, you can't really tell, you know what I mean? So it's like they are like my eyes and ears with Venkat, especially because he sent me, hell, he's texting me now. Look at that. He's sending me all type of stuff. It's just like, so that gets, sometimes when we're about to do the wrestling show, and he's like, well, what's the topic for today? And we're like, oh, hold on, I'm going to send you this video. And then he'll send me this video that he takes the time to make. Those videos you see on those wrestling shows, he's making those. Those aren't videos that we're finding off of YouTube and stuff, because I don't like to play people's videos. I try not to have to do that outside of Man Talk Monday, because we're using like Instagram small clips and stuff. But all those videos you guys see, Venkat does all of that. He takes his time. Sometime I see he'll be sending me messages like 1 a.m. like, oh, I just sent you this. Make sure you download. Then I'm like calling the hogs by that time. I ain't trying to listen to that. You know what I'm saying? But it's I love the fact that I got people like that behind me that's like, hey man, let's do this thing. Like, you wanted to do this, let's do it. You got Tequila. Tequila has been, I want to say, she probably, outside of my wife, was probably the first person to listen to the show. I'd say so. If the first play was me, the second play was my wife, the third play was Tequila. I bet you anything. And she has listened to every single show. She has been to every single thing we've done over here. So it's like people like that, I have to give them quality. Like, no, you can't have bull crap coming out of here, because when I got supporters like that, it's like, damn, you don't want to let them down. You know what I mean? You don't want to let them down and give them any crap. So it's like, that's the type of stuff that I think about. I'm laying in the bed and I'm like, man, what could I do here? Or, man, this would be a good thing. Let's try this with the show, and let's try this. So, in talking to Venkat, what we're going to start doing, I start the shows. I try to start the shows like 20 minutes early, so I could come on and do like announcements and stuff. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna start saving all that to the end. Why I wanted to come on was early is because I didn't want to be interrupting the flow of the show, giving announcements for what's going on. But we talked about it and it makes sense. So Pour Your Heart Out has a show coming up. So on Monday, when I'm closing out Man Talk Monday, any shows that we have coming up going forward, we'll put the flyers up in the closing. So, because again, this YouTube is a visual medium. That's the thing about the podcast. It had to be so clean because I could edit anything out. I could do this and that. But with YouTube, it's a visual medium. So people are listening, but they look a lot of times. So if they see the flyers pumping up, they're like, oh crap, let's go check that out. I mean, because we got new people joining. We got new subscribers every day, which I appreciate that, man. Because again, I've been on YouTube for so long and nobody ever saw my face. Like the first time they saw my face is when I used to get on the panels on the other station. And you know, and then you know how that turned out. So then I just was like, hey, I'm gonna just do my own thing over here. So so that's how that is. So the next thing we're gonna do, I go back and I look at everything. And I'm very critical. I'm very critical of the shows, even though, like, if I see a show and I'm like, man, that show was awesome. Like, I'm when I'm saying the show's awesome, I'm talking about like the conversation and this and that. But then I can go back through it and I'll be like, man, there was too much dead space here, or we went too long there, or we did this, I should have stopped this, I should have cut this off. You know, I shouldn't have let that drag on so long. So because you can now take what was a 2-hour show and turn it into a 4-hour show. And it still sounds great because people were entertained, people were there watching, but you got like 90 minutes of drawn out time that probably didn't have to be there. So I want to streamline the show more. If some of them had to go long, then they just had to go long. I'm not going to cut off. If we're flowing, I'm not going to cut off something just for the sake of cutting it off. But when we originally started this, the plan was that these shows would go 2 hours. Last week, week before, we did a show that was 4.5 hours. Then we came right behind that and did one that was 3 hours and 50 minutes. The shows are great, but if I'm doing that 3, 4, 5 times a week, then the voice is gone. Like it's not going to be there anymore. So it's like, so a lot of this is, I don't mind us doing the multiple shows because you got Man Talk Monday, you got Wrestling with Reality. We're about to start up Tape Fist Politics. You have Pour Your Heart Out sprinkled in there. We have we have Dr. Mia's therapy sessions. So it's like we have, what did she say? Nah. You see what I'm saying? Leave it. I ain't gonna say it. I'll save that for Monday. I was gonna say. So they always telling you what to do, boy. I swear, always gonna tell you what to do.
Start.
So speaking of structure, though, this is what we're gonna. This is another thing we've been literally just flicking this around, trying to figure out the best way to do this. Going forward, all the shows, with the exception of Pour Your Heart Out, because Pour Your Heart Out is pretty structured. So, and I don't get involved in that show. That's not my thing. I don't get involved with that. But my hand is in every other show on the channel because I'm in all of them. So what we're gonna start doing, every segment is gonna be timed. So Man Talk Monday, the way Man Talk Monday works is I have a bag of videos, because I tell y'all, like, I'm not lying when I tell people I have hundreds of videos that people send me on a daily basis. Talk about this, talk about this, talk about this. And I'm like, damn. So I'll put them in a folder for the show. But then what happens, we don't get to talk about them on Monday. So then I add new videos and it pushes the other ones back. So things that I should have talked about this week now gets pushed back 2 or 3 weeks because we're going long on shows. So this Monday, we're going to start it. We'll have the graphic and everything if it's ready by then. But if not, I'll just use I'll use my timer on the phone, because think about it. Everybody loved the way the debate with Mike and Yango went. That was an impromptu debate, but it was timed. So each person was able to say what they had to say. They had their crossfire together. Nobody else could interject. And that was it. When it was done, we moved on to the next thing. And that's how we need to start thinking about this in order to keep the show going. So it's like, because if you get in an argument and then you just start arguing just for argument's sake, you go on into 2 hours and now I can't get into the next thing. So this Monday, we are going to talk about the what's that girl's name?
Keke Palmer.
Yeah. So this Monday on Man Talk Monday, we are going to talk about the Keke Palmer thing. I'm going to lead the show with that because that's going to be that's going to require the most time, but we're going to put a time limit on it. We're going to put a 30 to 45 minute time limit on it. And when I say that, I mean everything is done in that time. It's like if panel guests come on and they want to come on, if panel guests want to come on and everything, it still has to fall in that 45 to 30 to 45 minutes. We got to get through these stories. It's like my thing is for Man Talk Monday, unless we're doing something that's just dedicated, we should get through at least 5 videos a week. We're only getting through 1 or 2. So the conversation may be good, but then, so Mike is in the chat. So we'll get in the conversation and then it'll go so long. And then Mike will send me another 3 videos on top of that. So now the new videos that he sent me, so I don't lose them, I throw them in the folder. So now they replace the next batch of things that we were supposed to talk about. And we never catch up that way. So everything has to be timed for the main event, which is the headline story. We'll dedicate the 45 minutes to it. And then everything following that will be 25 to 30 minutes. That way, we normally go 3 hours anyway, 2 to 3 hours anyway. You can get 4 to 5 stories in there easily, no problem. It's just about streamlining things. We're not trying to change the way the show's done. We're just trying to make it smoother. Because if I could cut out a lot of the a lot of the unnecessary stuff, then maybe I can still upload this stuff to the podcast a lot. And that's another issue too. We'll do these shows and I'm like, damn, I want to put this on the podcast. But then you have lulls where it's just going. It's Straight Talk Society takes Jamaica. It just goes. It just goes. And so it was. I brought up an example today when I was talking to Nene. We did a Man Talk Monday a few weeks ago, and I let the Israelite brothers came over and they were talking. I loved the conversation, but you had Wayne and Kev, who's actual co-hosts on the show, didn't talk for like 30 to 40 minutes. So I got my co-host who's sitting in. So everybody knows on Man Talk Monday, the chair orders me, Mike, Wayne, and Kev. But when I have Wayne and Kev being silent for 30 to 40 minutes because other guys are coming on just extending conversations unnecessarily, and I love it because I'm just like, because I could pivot on anything. So I'm like, well, it's just another pivot that we took. But no, I need to be able to keep things on track. We got to keep things on track. That's the only way we can knock out the most content, get the best bang, and get through these stories, man. Because I got a bunch of stories that I want to cover for Monday, and I feel like once we put the timer on it, and you know what too, when you put the timer on it, when you know somebody has a timer on you, it forces you to get your best points out. You don't have to pivot and be like, well, damn, well, let me go to Africa right quick and then come back. Be like, no, we got to go straight to Dubai. Let's you know what I'm saying? Let's just go right there. Let's get it in and get out. But that's all that's changing as far as that. I'm still, the shows are still an open panel, man. It's still anybody could come over here. Anybody could come and get on the show. Just that when people do come on the show now, I'm gonna mute their mute their mics, and they don't interrupt until that person is done talking, and we'll just look at the screen and next person in line goes. I'm just trying because the one thing I do hate is and a lot of this is because we don't turn our cameras on. See, I always have my cameras on, so you guys could always see when I'm ready to say something. But for the majority of us, Mike has his camera on, but for the majority of us, we don't have our cameras on. So when you can't see if somebody's saying something, so you just go ahead and interrupt them. So to stop all of that, and I know that's going to take some time, but I'm gonna just mute everybody until they're ready to come on. All new people, when you come on, you're getting 2 minutes to make your initial point. You got 2 minutes uninterrupted. If you come up to challenge somebody, then we'll go from there. But you got 2 minutes uninterrupted, because we got to cut down. The one thing I do hate, one thing I do not like on this show, any shows that we do over here, is the constant interruption. And I don't like it. It doesn't make for a clean presentation. It doesn't. It's like somebody will be rocking out and then somebody interrupt them. I'm like, hold on. So that's why I want to do the timed format where we'll time it. Everybody gets their 2 minutes uninterrupted, and 2 minutes uninterrupted is for the like the panel guests. They come on. As far as us, the actual co-hosts and stuff, we'll rock out between our allotted time collectively. But for the new people coming on, I think that's the best way. So they're still a part of the show, but they have to realize, they can't come in and alter the show. Just put it that way. Because I've even seen on other panels where people wanted to, I'll say it, Yanga was doing a show a couple of weeks ago, and he wanted to talk about one specific thing, and somebody came on and derailed it for 2 hours. And you could tell Yanga was kind of pissed off about it because he couldn't do what he wanted to do. But it's stuff like that I'm trying to avoid. So I don't have to get frustrated. I don't have to snap on anybody. Speaking of snapping on people, next thing, you see that transition? That's what I tell you. I have unblocked everybody. I've unblocked everybody with the exception of the one guy that I felt disrespected me. There's no coming back from that. He's the only person not unblocked. And the people that I know are like absolute trolls. But anybody that I've blocked, I've unblocked them, because to me, this is about building a community. I'll give you a chance until I feel like I don't have to give you a chance anymore. If you watch the show Tuesday, St. Louis was blocked, but he found a way on the channel, and I let him stay on. And we had a conversation. We had a great conversation. But the reason we had that conversation is because to me it's never about I don't handle YouTube. Like, YouTube beef to me is stupid, because unless you can see somebody in person, then what the hell are you doing? YouTube beef is dumb. And for the most part, a lot of people are behind avatars anyway, so you never know what they look like. So I'm not going to argue with somebody who I don't even know what the hell they look like. That's crazy. So I have zero beef. I don't have any beef with people, man. Anybody could come on this channel and get what you want to get off, as long as it's pertaining to what we're talking about. And my rule, don't bring any drama from any other platform. And that's it. So I don't have no issues with anybody, man. Because he asked me if we were okay. I'm like, hey, bro, I ain't got no issue with nobody. I don't. With me, I'm about building. When I say that this is a Straight Talk Society, that's what I mean. Like, this is the Straight Talk Society. A society, we don't all think the same. We don't all have to agree on everything, but we should be able to come over here, turn on this microphone, and get our stuff off. And then at the end of the day, I think that Mike and Yanga debate thing is just like what really did it for me, because I'm like, man, that was so great. It took all of 20 minutes and it was done. It took 20 minutes and it was over. But y'all were entertained. It was fantastic. I was able to clip it and make another video out of it. So it's like, it's a win-win for everybody. So like, that's what we're looking for. But when you come on and you're talking about we're talking about cars and you talking about food, you know, like what are we doing? You know, it's like what are we and you know, so we're trying to just clean up the channel. You guys saw the debate that we had Monday, which was really great. I did put the debate with St. Louis and Jansen. I put it back up. I unprivated the video. I cut it up though. I cut it up right into the point before it start going left. I put it up because again, what's up, Venkat? Because again, with me, it's about I'm the content king. I'm a content creator. I'll keep pushing content out. So unless you cross the line, everybody knows what the one line is that you can't cross with me. So, you know, like this is like words. If you want to call me a bitch ass nigga or something like that, whatever, because 9 out of 10, you're not going to do anything if you ever saw me in person. So it's like, that doesn't matter to me. What can we do? Can we build? If we can't build, then get the hell on. But if we could build, fine. Because now look what's going to happen. Now Tuesday, because I allowed him on, now Tuesday, we're going to have a conversation on the 12 tribe chart. The 12 tribe chart, a lot of you probably don't know, but that's one of the most disputed things on YouTube. So Tuesday's show might just be glorious for all the wrong reasons. But it's one of the most disputed things on YouTube, and they're going to come on and they're going to present about it. And we may have some other Israelites come on and try to defend it. We may have some Christians come on and try to tell you how it's stupid and things like that. So, I mean, this is a melting pot, man. We doing a whole bunch of different things here, man. Like you got Pour Your Heart Out. Hell, the 21st they're gonna be talking about the vagina monologues. I don't know what the hell it is, but hey, you talking about vagina? It got to be something good. I mean, hey, I'm gonna be tuned in. So you see what I'm saying? So we could literally go from having a religious debate. We could literally go from having a religious debate, and then the following week we're talking about vagina monologue. So you know, it is what it is. Like this channel, I don't profess this. This channel is not. See, some people be like, "Oh man, it's a religious channel." No. This channel is not a religious channel. This channel is not a manosphere channel. This channel is not a wrestling channel or MMA channel. It is Dolphin channel, but it's a channel where we could come on and talk about anything. We could do anything. You're not limited to just one thing. And I think that's what's going to make it great, is that we're just going to come on here. But I do agree we could shave a good 30 to 40 minutes off of each show. If y'all haven't, y'all make sure and check out that show that we did, the Wrestling with Reality show. We started a new segment called What Would Things Be Different If, where I presented Venkat with the scenario that did happen, and I presented them with what the original plan was, and had the original plan happen, how would the industry be? Fantastic. I mean, like that, I need to Venkat, you need to cut that up, not me. But he needs to cut that up. Like the two questions that we did, you need to make 2 videos for that. Like literally, because those were just phenomenal. A few weeks before that, me and Venkat in the 4.5-hour show, my brother-in-law joined, and we were talking about all the cuts at ESPN. Phenomenal conversation. That's what I wanted to talk about the whole time, because it pertains to what we do over here. Like this YouTube creators are causing these big companies not to need these broadcasters anymore at these top dollars, because any guy can just turn on their microphone and just do their thing. So who's sitting in front of the TV watching ESPN anymore? When Dolphin season comes, I'm not going to be watching them. I'm going to be doing this myself. I'm going to be breaking the games down myself. I'm sitting there watching them. So I'm going to break them down. I'm going to be as emotional as I want to be. So y'all get ready for that one, because that's going to be, if you never saw me watch a Dolphin game, boy. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's what that's what we're gonna that's where we're going on with the Straight Talk Society. So I'm glad for those that have come aboard. Like I said, I unblocked everybody, with the exception of a handful of people. But you know, I got hitters in the chat. There's mod in the chat, so they're not gonna allow for anything crazy. So because a lot of times if I don't see it, you know, they'll take care of it before I even look over, you know, look down at the screen. So, and then speaking of the moderator sticks too, I figured this way: the only people get moderator sticks in here is people that's been to my house before. Because I mean, I absolutely trust you. I mean, with the exception of Mike and Dr. Mia, but because I've known them forever. But yeah, people who've been to my house, those are the only moderators in here. Because I'm not gonna give just a moderator stick to random guy on YouTube, and then they end up unblocking or they end up blocking my people and end up unblocking their people, and then it's just, you know, it's craziness galore. So we're not gonna do that, man. I don't run this like a dictatorship, but there are certain things that I expect over here and that I don't want to allow, you know, I can't allow to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like this thing has to be run, like a well-oiled machine. And I think with these little small tweaks, wait a minute, what did Maniska say? I didn't say, I'm not even looking at the chat. What the hell did she say?
Focus, baby, focus.
But wait a minute. Put that up so I can see that. Yeah, I like I say, man, we're gonna do some exciting things, man. I'm still, Trevor, you've been talking without a pause. I think I literally realized why you're the Straight Talk Society leader, talker. You get all the props that Emmy goes to. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. Hey, it's me and my microphone, man. Y'all hear Silent Assassin. That's one of my favorite songs on there, is that Me and My Microphone, because it is me. It's me and my microphone. I always say when I'm behind this microphone, nobody is better than me behind this microphone. Nobody could do what I could do and just pivot on a dime and do this and that. I believe that. I feel like I literally was born to just sit behind this microphone and do what I do. And I'm just glad that everybody comes along for the ride, you know, like, so, and you know, and if you become a superstar over here, you don't have to worry about me when the day comes and Mike's gonna be like, hey, Trevor, I'm about to go do my own thing, or, you know, Venkat's like, hey, I'm about to go do my own thing, and I'll be all right, man. Hey, ain't no issue here. I'm gonna promote the hell out of it. You know, that's how I work. That's how I work anyway. I've always tried to help other people build their stuff first, but that's how I work. But you know, I know people aren't like that, but ain't no ill will here, man, because certain people in the chat love certain people on certain shows. Like Mike has a cult following. You know what I mean? like Mike has a following. They love Shaka. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, who the hell am I to be like, nah, I'm gonna try to suppress them and this and nah. Hey, well, why? What the hell? They could be like, because the worst thing they're gonna be like is, man, that's the dude that came out the Straight Talk Society. Let's see what else they got over there. That's how I see things. I mean, I ain't got time to be trying to hate on people. That's crazy. But so I said this was gonna be 30 minutes, and now we're looking at 54 minutes. So what you got? You've been so quiet over there. What's going on? You pretty girl with those nice locks.
I'm just over here reading the chat. Yes, they thriving, aren't they? Yeah. I'm over here just reading the chat and just listening to you speak so eloquently.
Not bad for a first year college dropout. oh God, what's Tequila saying? Mike is always right. Wait a minute, how did Tequila, you privy to our backstage conversation? What you mean Mike's always right? Hey, Venkat, we need one of those too. Mike is always right.
We're gonna put that on a t-shirt, Mike.
Be
Thank
like,
you,
I'm
Keila.
always right, even when I'm wrong. So, but that's how that is. This Sunday, I saw they put the thumbnail up yesterday. This Sunday, the 16th, is the SVDL 5 championship, Blue versus Rio. So y'all make sure and tune into that. Hopefully, I'm gonna get an interview with the winner. That's what I want to do. So y'all listening, y'all come check that out. I want to interview the winner of that and challenge them publicly. So
Already thinking ahead.
Oh boy. Yeah. So that's this Sunday. What else we got? Monday we got Man Talk Monday. Man Talk Monday, we are going to talk about the Keke Palmer thing just because it's relevant and I got some thoughts on it. But I really want to talk about it because I want to hear Kev's point of view. That's really, I kind of got an idea what Mike and Wayne gonna say, but Kev's point of view is the one that I'm really interested in hearing. And then we have about 3 other stories that I definitely want to get to. But like I said, we'll put the timer on them so we could get it in. So just a heads up, like that's what we're dealing with. So anybody that comes on and tries to derail outside of that, I'm gonna have to put you down or mute you out because we're going to stick to the topic. We're going to stick to those because I need to get those out of the way. I need to clear up my queue and so I can get new things. That's why I titled it The Internet is Going Crazy, just because since Venkat, hey, listen, I ain't going to put his business out there, but Venkat, let's just say, I ain't going to put his business out there. Venkat, I wish you could come on Mondays, man. I wish you could come on Mondays. I'm very interested to hear your perspective on some of these videos that I got saved up in the queue. But yeah, I think that's all. I think we covered everything. And I don't do it. But well, okay, so he's telling me to say it. Venkat is probably more manosphere than you guys think I am. Let's just put it that way. So the thing around
Venkat
YouTube,
is undercover manosphere.
the thing around YouTube is that I'm Mr. Manosphere, which I'm not. Which is I'm not. If anybody ever actually really listened to me, they'll see that I'm not. But I had a conversation with Venkat and I was shocked at the things I was hearing him say. So let me just put it that way. So whenever you want to come on a Man Talk Monday, you can come on and go on and spew some of that venom. But the last thing I'll say is I don't put it up because again, like I say, I don't do this for money, but we do have brain fart. Oh, the show does have a Cash App, the Straight Talk Society. I never put it up, but if you do feel inclined, you could put a few bucks in the in the jar. Definitely, if anybody drops a F-bomb on the show, they drop in. I think what we're going to charge like $5 a F-bomb. We're gonna do $5 to $10 a F-bomb, but because there was one week where like 10 of those bad boys they were flying like crazy. Yeah, nobody can see that Cash App, Venkat. I can't even see it. I see it up there, but I can't see that. Explain the manosphere when y'all have Man Talk. Yeah, I will. We'll discuss that in brunch break. I'll tell you what that is. But yeah. So, and literally, what I really want to do. I mean, he's on here. I want to do something nice for Venkat, man. So if I forget when he told me his birthday was coming up, but I want to do something nice for him, man, because he does a lot of I think he go overboard a lot of times, but that's just the passion. He just loves to do it. I was just yelling at him the other day. I'm like, man, you changed the damn video again. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when I tell you, like I said in the beginning of the video, I don't know what all he heard, but he is such a perfectionist. He catches things that I don't see, things that I'm not looking for. Because with me, I've been running my mouth for an hour straight. I'm not looking at anything right now, but he's looking at it. He's like, oh, Trevor, this wasn't center right, or this should be bigger. This should be this. And he makes all these things. He does all the, you know what I mean? So I want to reward him, man, because it's just like he's he doesn't ask me for anything. Like, he just does this, you know. I don't want to say thanklessly, because we appreciate what he's doing, but yeah, it's just like, you know, sometimes you want to take care of people that do stuff for you, man. And you know, I know his birthday's coming up in a few months. You know, I'd like to be able to give him something. So, you know, that's what it is. I'm not like some of these guys that's, you know, asking you put money in, hit my cash up, all of that. Yeah, that's not me. Like I said, I work. That's why I can't do more shows, because I'm always at work. And when I get home, I'm tired. And whatever time that I have left, I got a family also. So that's why I appreciate them, that they allow me to do this. Luckily, the WWE has pissed my daughter off, so she's not really too hell bent on watching them anymore. So she's not. That's why you guys haven't seen her busting in here on Mondays talking about it's time to go. But so that, you know, that's how that works. But you know, it's a lot to do this, man. Like it. If you do this, like Nene does this like once a month, and she realizes, like, damn, it's a lot of work. And she does actual prep. I don't do prep. So she's actually doing prep where she has her questions and she's doing like production and stuff like that. I'm just like, man, like this show today wasn't even planned. We were laying in the bed and I said, hey, you want to go live after SmackDown? She was like, live about what? I said, hey, let's just go live. Let's do a live. You know what I mean? That's how my mentality is.
And he said it was going to be 30 minutes.
Yeah, because that's how my mentality is, though. I could just be like, man, let's just go. Let's do it. Because that's what I do. So we definitely, you know, like I said, man, VanCat does a lot, like all these videos and stuff that you see. So you see, he put in the chat that the Cash App is on the top of the overlay. You can't see it. If you're looking at it, you can't see it. I can see it. So now so I bet you before this night is over, he's gonna send me a new one. I could bet you he probably working on it now, frantically, just there.
He
like,
already said he's gonna make it big.
Yeah, see, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? So stuff like that, this guy like literally just does. He already, you know, this guy's always thinking like 10 steps ahead. You know, when I'm just sitting there like, man, I'm ready to just hit that go live button. He's always like, oh, just push the show back like 10 minutes. I want to send you this video. I want to do this. I want to do that. So it all just helps. You know what I mean? You know, they give me all the you know, his family gifted me his brother's music catalog. Like, come on, man, what the hell? That's why y'all always hear these bangers. I wish y'all could see me in the back before I come on when that Break 'Em Off is on. Man, I be back here dancing my ass off. I'm trying to tell you, that's like the hardest song. I be back here going off when that song is on. That's one of the hardest songs I heard. But you know what I'm saying? Like they gave me the rights to use the music. So, you know, it's like we literally trying to. That's why when I say I want the channel monetized, I don't want the channel monetized to be rich. I ain't gonna be rich off of this. You know, you can't. In order to make money off of YouTube, like you have to be. I don't think people realize you have to like have millions and millions of subscribers. We're almost at 1,500, which again is like, how the hell I got 1,500 subscribers? Like, what? That's crazy. Like nobody knows me. You know what I mean? We're like 800 watch hours away from being the channel being able to be monetized. I started going live on this channel in March. So the fact that in that shorter period of time, we were able to get all those watch hours, and we ain't buying no watch hours like some people I know and views and stuff like that. We don't do that. I ain't got no money to be giving no extra to be paying no robots and stuff like that. So, but the fact that we're able to accomplish that in such a short period of time is crazy, man. Like, I'm not trying to come up off the people, man. I'm just, you know, I'm just like, I'm literally just a man with a microphone. I always say that. Hey, I'm just a man with a microphone. I'm the man with the microphone. I'm the man that gives you the platform. When the Christian brothers come over here, you know, they send me messages every day. They're like, man, we thank you so much for allowing us to come over to your platform, because the other place that we are, they cut us off. They do this. They don't allow us to do. And I'm like, hey, that's why I always be messing with them. I'm like, man, I'm more righteous than y'all, because at least I could at least be fair. But yeah, they send me messages all the time about that, trying to set up more debates and everything, because the debate with Reggie and Jansen went so good. It was just like they're just trying to they're trying to do the thing. So everybody wants to, and I'm gonna close with this. I'm gonna promise. I probably won't, but I am. Everybody wants to get their voice heard. Everybody wants to get their voice heard. But nobody really wants to have to go through the work of doing what it takes to promote a channel, because the hardest thing is to put everything you have into promoting the channel, and nobody comes over to watch it. So we started from humble beginnings. Like, we started out, there's some times where we'll have 30 people over here watching the show. I remember we started, we couldn't get like 3. You know what I mean? So it's like, and again, that's with me saying I don't want the audience that anybody else has. Like, that's with me coming out and saying that. So right there, I literally just put myself behind the line now, because they're like, well, hell, you don't want us, we're not going to support you. That's fine. That's fine, because I don't want the people that's going to bring drama to the platform. I don't want people that's going to start saying, oh, making up stuff about me, sending me crazy crap about my wife. Like, I don't need that. That's crazy. Peace, MD. Like, that's crazy, man. Like, I don't need that type of stuff. So it's like, when I say, like, I want to build my own audience, that's what I want to build, man. Because if you look at all the drama, all the faces are the same. They're all the same. I don't want to do that. I want an audience that want to be here and help us build, somebody that's not looking at us like, oh man, they just want your money, or we don't want your money because we're not asking you for no money. We're not. We're not asking you for no money. All I want you to do is give me a chance. That's when I first did the podcast. That's what I would always say. Just listen one time. Just listen to one show. If you don't like it, fine. But I'm pretty sure you're gonna like it. And it's just like with this. It's just like with this show. You may not like this right now. Come back Monday. Come back Tuesday. Come back Wednesday. Pour Your Heart Out is gonna be what? Saturday? No, Friday. The 21st is what? Friday? MD says he burned. Yeah, MD, man, this stuff gets you listen, man. I see is crazy, man. That's why I had to put the podcast on. I had to unfortunately end the podcast, but and dedicate all my time on here. But it's like, it's crazy. You're trying to present information. And we always say over here, see, this channel markets itself different, because this channel, I'll tell you, I'm not the smartest man in the world. I don't ever think I'm the smartest man in the world. I'm not trying to teach anybody anything, and I'm not trying to save the world. So literally whatever we talk about is always opinion based. The only credentialed person over here, like medical field wise, is Dr. Mia. And it's like, so I'll tell you, like, I know somebody that knows somebody, but I can't, bro. You don't want to be doing your information and then just constantly getting ridiculed and say, like, it's crazy, man. You have people coming in your chat you know, when Mike and Yanga were doing the debate, I had people coming in the chat telling me that I'm causing division in the black community. You could tell they didn't listen to 2 minutes before to see what the conversation was about. You know, if had they would have listened and stuck around, they could have saw that all those two brothers were debating. They were doing, the reason I'm over here is because of that. But it's just like they just want to come over and want to criticize everything. It's fine, man. I always tell you, all your trolls, everything like that, you win. Y'all win. I'm good. Y'all win. Y'all win. I'm gonna just keep doing what I do. It's all good. Like I said, I unblocked everybody, you know, with the exception of maybe 3 people. But I unblocked everybody that was blocked. I'm good, man. I don't have no issues with anybody. You know, if it is what it is, man. So that's what I had to say tonight. Look for some big things from the Straight Talk Society, man. Like the channel is only gonna get better, man. But just know that when we grow, I love this enough that I'll keep a good eye on it to where I won't let anything. So you're not gonna be like 2 months later gonna be like, man, he sure let the channel change. No, we're sticking to what the channel always was, the open platform where anybody could come over here and build, just as long as you don't bring drama from any other channel, you know. But I will say that I love having the religious brothers over. But my thing with the thing with the religious brothers, though, I will keep them unless it's pertaining to what we're talking about. I won't necessarily invite them on the man. Oh no, man, no, wrestling with reality, no, hell no. Wrestling with reality ain't going nowhere. I'm ending. No, Venkat, I can't. I'm telling you, man, my phone is crap, man. I do have the video. I got the video, but I can't upload it to my computer. I'm gonna have to do something different because it's on my phone. But no, wrestling with reality is definitely gonna be here. That was one of the main reasons we even started doing that. Yeah, make sure and come on Wednesday because we gonna have a banger, because I'm telling you, Venkat is gonna grandstand like a son of a bitch come Wednesday, because when I ask him that question, he gonna take 4. I'm gonna be Venkat, make the timer. You only got 30 minutes to go off on this, because if not, you gonna take the whole time yelling at me about this. So 30 minutes. But yeah, but that's what I'm saying, man. Look at that. Me and MD came from the same place. Everybody know I got issues with, you know, the owner of that channel, but MD is 100% welcome over here because, you know, it's all good. I ain't got no issue with MD. MD gonna teach me how to kick on Madden because I still can't do it. I've been trying. I cannot do it. I be beating teams 70-10 and can't kick a damn extra point. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, see, y'all please make sure and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. The bearded one is gonna stop talking in about 2 more minutes. Nini, though, you don't have anything else to say?
I just want to thank everybody for supporting us. I especially want to send a huge thank you and kudos and shout out to my ladies of Pour Your Heart Out. It was something that I had envisioned, and what you ladies have helped me to bring to this channel with that show far exceeds my expectations. I thought it was just going to be something small, and it turned into this amazing thing where our first month we did a show, the second month we did 3 shows, and right now we're looking to do at least 1 show a month. The conversations have been amazing. I've been getting some great feedback on the topics that we have been discussing, and I just want to thank all of the panelists, whether you've been on 1 episode or all of them. I think we've done 6 of them so far. Thank you for your transparency and just being real. You know, that's what Pour Your Heart Out is about. We are real women discussing real issues, and just keeping it real. So I appreciate you ladies for your transparency. Huge thank you to my sissy Shaka. She has been on every single episode. She told me in the beginning that she was going to make it a priority, and I understand that everybody can't make every episode, but everybody is involved in the way that they can be. The communication is there, so I appreciate all of the ladies. All of the ladies that are watching every episode. Keela always throwing her wine glasses in the comments. Thank you so much. Keela, you were supposed to be on this panel. I don't know what happened when I did the original invite on Facebook DMs. For some reason, it wouldn't allow me to add you, but you were one of my originals that I wanted on the panel. So if you want to join, please let me know, ma'am, because you were one of my originals. And just thank you, fellas. Thank you so much for supporting us. You guys go hard in the comments when we have our shows, and it adds to the value and our talking points. Even when you're not agreeing with us, you give us more to talk about and more to consider. So I appreciate all of you for just keeping it real, having an open mind, and just supporting us. So we look forward to more. And again, next Friday, we are talking about vaginas. Join us. They're wonderful things.
Man, I will say this, man. I appreciate all the guys that do the legwork. Like Mike is a comedian, and me and Mike argue all the time. Like, so that ain't no thing. So that's because I had people send me messages like, man, you and Mike, y'all can't get along. I'm like, y'all don't understand our dynamic. I said, when you had two people like that, they're gonna always clash. But like, I trust him enough to where I don't feel right doing a Man Talk Monday if he's not available. And he wasn't here last Monday, so it was like the perfect time to just pivot. Just like I'll never do a wrestling show if Venkat's not peace and Yame. I'll never do a wrestling show if Venkat's not available. Like, we came into this together, so it's just like we're just doing we're like legit trying to build a community over here. Like I said, I don't turn anybody away. The only way I'll turn you away, like, I heard some stuff on another panel that somebody was saying, and if that person ever tried to come over here, I wouldn't let him on, because I don't rock like that. And the stuff that I heard him saying don't fly over on this side. So like stuff like that, that's it. But it's always an open invite to anybody. And Yame, man, I definitely want you up here. But yeah, and me and you gonna debate on that N-word next year, next season too. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. So again, this would be the time now where when we close, and I'm mentioning upcoming shows, I'll be putting the flyer up for the show. So like now you'd be seeing the Man Talk Monday flyer. I don't have it available right now, so I'm not gonna put it up. But then you see when I talk about Tuesday's show where we discuss the 12 tribe chart, that would be popping up. The Vagina Monologue would be popping up. But that's what we're gonna start doing going forward, do the promotions towards the end, so we can spend more time on the actual shows that we want to do. So now I give you the beard secret. You got hair, Mike. You got a hairline. I ain't got no hair. Look at that. I ain't got no hairline. So I gotta be. I gotta be. Yeah, you can't have both now. You can't have a busting hairline and a glorious beard. Nah.
Be greedy.
Yeah, it's trying to be greedy, man. But hey, man, I appreciate y'all for coming out on a Friday night. Hey, you could have been doing anything on a Friday night, but I appreciate you guys for coming and listening to us. We only are going to continue to put forth the best product possible. Yeah, and Yame, I want to know too, man, because I'm not familiar with what the Vagina Monologue is. So my ear is going to be glued to that one, because I'm going to probably have a bunch to say. But yeah, man, we appreciate you guys, man, for coming through, man, and just riding out for us for this hour and 20 minutes, even though I said 30 minutes, but you know, it's all good. So peace and blessings, man. See you Monday. Make sure Sunday, check out SVDL season 5, the Super Bowl of debates, Rio versus Blue. I don't know the full topic because it cut off on the premiere, but y'all make sure and check that out. I think it's scheduled for 8 o'clock. So you got anything else?
No, I'm good.
Y'all good. All right. Well, I'll leave you with these words. Always seek out the truth for yourself, because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations of them. And with that, until Monday, peace.
And I feel like whenever I'm behind this microphone, I am at my absolute best, and I cannot be touched.
Have you ever danced with the devil? Took a glance at a rebel, had a chance to advance. You are not on my level. You are not my equal. I can pose another sequel. Those that do oppose, I will expose and leave you see with the spines in my eye. Recognize me as a legend. Refuse to cry your Johnson.
Well, Straight Talk Society, there you have it again. Another banger from yours truly, Mr. Straight Talk.
Always seek out the truth for yourself, because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations of them.